This is Scott Bach-Hansen, Vice President for Cardinal Basketball Officials Association. Today I want to show you what the evaluation page looks like. Now this is just the first phase. We're going to have to make some adjustments, but I want to make sure everybody knows where to go to find the evaluations. Now we are going to have it set up where an email will come, but until then, I want to make sure that you know where to go. So on this first page here, you'll notice the main schedule, evaluations, so forth. So obviously you would just make sure that you're under the Cardinal page, and then you would click on evaluations. And if you have something to do, now I started some here, and I'm doing this for transfer scrimmages, so we'll use them as the guinea pig for this session. You make sure your date range is correct, but what will happen is the day of the game, this will pop up, and so you'll have 48 hours after the game to get this submitted is what the goal will be. We may extend that. We're going to have to evaluate how that looks and comes in. But you'll at least have this available. So I'm going to click on resume. I've already done 3 of them. So this is just doing a couple more evaluations of transfers, and this is not an indication on these individuals specifically. I'm just going to do basic evaluations here. So just want to make sure I have the right person. I have Mark here, and I'm just going to go down. It gives you the scoring description here, and you'll see if you do have a rating of 2 or less, so a 2 or a 1, then comments are required. So some of these, like the arrival and mechanics, signals, teamwork, additional points, all this stuff needs to be cleaned up a little bit, but you'll get the concept. So going in here first, and we're going to just go from top to bottom. Don't pay attention to category A, B, C, and all that right now. This is just this will get cleaned up. But here I'm going to look at the area of appearance and court presence. If I click on this, it will tell me business attire. That means when I got there was my appearance correct, and did I have the ability to provide a professional appearance. My on-court uniform, does it show well, or am I sloppy with an old shirt that's wrinkled, stained jacket, whatever it is, and do I have the ability from a fitness level to stay with the play? Okay, so those are this category. So I'm going to close this, and so I'm just going to and just for our purposes, I'm going to do a 5 here, and rules knowledge, we'll just do a 5. Pre-game, I'm just going to put this as a 1 because I want to show you that it's going to require a comment for this. In the situational awareness, we'll just change some numbers up around here a little bit. Eventually this will have a total score. So for right now, if you see this, just ignore this, keep it as NA. And so when I get down to the end, I can write comments, in here, and I can just put it does a nice job as an example. Okay, and then when I click next, you're gonna see there's gonna be an error that pops up and says, wait a minute, you forgot to put a comment for scores below 2. So if I scroll back down, it tells me here's my comment. Okay, so I'll just type in a comment here, and I'll hit next, and then it goes to the next one. So the next one has Maurice. So I'll go down to appearance for Mo, and Mo, I'll put down 5 for here. Let's just say I'll put a 2 for rules knowledge, 3 here, 4 here, 5 here. Again, this doesn't. It's not indicating them for any reason, but I just want to make sure that you know how to do this. And then at the bottom, you can put in, any notes that you want to put in. Great addition to team. Needs to chop clock on inbounds. Whatever you feel like there's something there that you need to to share, you can certainly do that. I'm going to hit next, and it'll go to the next one. And here we have Tommy. And so again, I will go through this, and I'll just in the interest of time, we'll just make these all above the required amount. And again, we're not going to do anything with additional points yet, and so we'll be done. And now when we get to the last one, so if you have two members that you're doing, you're going to hit finalize and submit, and then once you hit that, it's gone, and so now it disappears. Okay, and so now I can't really go in and look at anything, in this view. So, but anyway, I have as the vice president and one of the sub admins here, I'll have the ability to go in and run the report, and this should be able to provide us a little bit more detail on all of the different officials and different categories. It will help us with sub ratings and percentages and where you scored low and those kind of things. So it'll be a little bit more advanced and polished. So hopefully this makes sense, and we'll probably have another one of these videos come out later, but I wanted to give everybody a chance to see what it looks like to go in and submit the evaluation. So these will go live starting next week, Monday the 27th. We may extend the 48-hour piece in the beginning just so everybody has a chance to get in there. And for those that have been doing it over the scrimmages, I thank you for your help and your support of that. All right? Thanks, and have a great season.